Hey, this is Tim here with Expert Power Wash. Today is pickup day for this drone build here behind me. So this has a full pure water system, gas spraying system, a lot going on with this fan skid. We'll do a walk around and I'll show you all the details. All right, here it is. This is a custom built 4-foot by 8-foot drone cleaning skid. This is going to fit into a van or an 8-foot bed truck, whatever you decide. This can also go onto a trailer. So a lot of different options with these skids. Give you a general walk around, and then we'll jump into all the components of this skid. Look at the Softwash system there, tanks, pure water system in the middle there. Let's start over here at the front, and I'll explain everything that we got going on here. So you have 3 reels stacked. These are electric Titan reels. Got the stainless steel manifolds, and what I mean by that is the internals that run through these reels that carry the fluid to wherever they're going. Those are stainless. There's a couple different versions of these reels, so you want to make sure if you're building something that's going to last that you're using an actual stainless steel manifold, stainless steel swivel. There's a look at the back there. We do all of our custom wiring here. This is 8-gauge marine grade double insulated wire, and then of course we use the 3M heat shrink with the pure tinned copper plated lugs, so you can see that the way that those are ran, everything is neat, no wires are showing. We take a lot of pride in wiring our systems and making sure that it is built to last the long term. Here's a look at the machines. So there on the top, this is the brand new P40 with the upgraded manifold. Give you a look at the back here. These have been super hard to get. They're about 8 weeks out. We were able to find 4 of them. So if you're looking for one immediately, after we post this video, we'll have a few. Otherwise, we'll be back ordered a little bit on them. And then down below here, we have our Honda 698 gallon a minute gear drive pressure washer. This is a custom built unit, has a recharging system on it that'll keep the battery charged up. This also has a block mounted unloader. So what I mean by that, typically on a pressure washer, you're going to see the unloader here. That has been removed, and then we have this 1/2-inch whip line installed, and then you can see the unloader, the black part down there, that is on a block. So that takes all the vibration off the pump, relocates it. It's all ran with 1/2-inch hose. That's called a Pulsar flow sensitive unloader. It also takes the pressure that's built up in the line out when you're off the trigger, and there's not a violent jerk when you go to pull the trigger of your pressure washer. That's real nice. When you're running a drone, you don't have that jolt when your machine's up in the air. Of course, this is key start. See the throttle and then the key there that has an hour meter on it. Another thing with the wiring here on the hose reels, we put a circuit breaker on there. Let me show you that there. So 50 amp circuit breaker, that is an actual made USA. Let me see if I can get a closer look there for you guys. Made in the USA, so we're not using any cheap circuit breakers. We believe in using high quality stuff. If you're going to be using this every single day to make money, we want to build this as good as it can be possibly built. The machine stack kit, that's all aluminum. You have aluminum bases on the pressure washer and the P40. P40 is key start. A lot of times you can find these cheaper, but they're regular pull start, so this is a lot nicer to use. You simply walk up and turn the key. Top rail here, this is garden, so you have 3/4 garden, and then the next line down you have 5/8 Softwash hose. This is on quick connect, so it can quickly hook up to the drone, or you can spray with the gun. And then down below you have 200 feet of Fierce Jet pressure washer hose. This is the really nice upgraded stuff. I was trying to see if you can see some of the ratings there. There you go, 4250. This has a higher burst rate. It has a burst rate of 10,625 PSI, so that's quite a bit for pressure washer hose. All right, we'll go over to the other side here. Got the 11-gallon fuel tank. Of course, we have that vented the way that it should be vented with a rollover valve. That's the feed line going over to the pressure washer there. What's unique about this fuel tank is if you ever wanted to use a gas tank eliminator kit, we sell a kit to where the tank can come off. You can actually feed your P40 or whatever other gas powered unit that you have into the fuel tank. Seven-gallon soap tank. We have our custom aluminum mounting bracket there. Right here you have the drain. So this is a 1-inch drain, so you can quickly drain out your water. You don't have to worry about carrying around water with you. Going over to the tanks. This one has a raw water 100-gallon tank, 100-gallon pure water tank, and then a 100-gallon bleach tank or chem tank. Going into the back here, you have the full Softwash system. This is our Pro Mixer XXL. It's the one with the larger valves. So this first one here, this is water, soap, bleach. Then of course we have the fourth valve on here, and that'll pull in pure water. So if you wanted to spray just with pure water, you would turn everything off in the position that it's in now, open up this valve, and then you're spraying only pure water, and that pulls out of the pure water tank. We have our rinse out valve here on the back side. So this is so you can pull raw water into this valve here. That's going to completely rinse out your bleach valve. So the position that it's in now, you would be pulling water. Then of course you'd turn your soap off, turn this all the way on, pull water here. And then if you wanted to, you could pull some pure water in there as well, but typically you turn that off during the rinse cycle. This has heavy duty, larger hose. This is 1-inch. This is feeding the P40 up on the front there. There's a lot of hoses on this, and it's challenging to get everything to run right and efficiently, how it should run. You got the T-strainer filter here on the side, so any water being pulled into the pressure washer, you could simply strain it out there, filter it. Don't have to worry about any contaminants getting into the pressure washer. This is the bypass line. So when your P40 is on bypass, you're circulating your mix through 25 feet of hose. That's going to help the machine stay cool and circulate all the chemical that's in there. You got another valve here. So I'll explain how this works. So basically your garden water comes in from the hose reel. That's going to the garden hose reel there. And then you can select whether to send the water in through this filtration system or turn it and send it into the buffer tank. So you'll see as we get through this, I know this is a little complex, but you'll see as we get through the filtration system. Actually, let's talk about some of the details here. So we got a sediment. These are larger filters. This is a high flow system. Got the carbon filter there, and then we've doubled the DI tanks. So as it gets through the last DI tank, you'll see the outlet right there, goes up through that hose, and then dumps into another Hudson float valve, and that's going to go into the pure water tank. And that's how the P40 pulls out of that tank. Let's come over here, give you another look at this side. When it gets into plumbing, I know a lot of this stuff's kind of hard to explain, to imagine it all working together. That's why we do discovery calls. So if you guys have questions and you're interested in a build like this, we can always jump on a call. I can walk you through on how this all works. We've built a ton of these and kind of dialed in how these things should run, the types of hose, the fittings, basically long-term usage, trial and error. This is a pretty stout built system. Cool thing about this pure water system, it'll actually produce pure water as fast as the garden flow flows in through the hose and then in through the filter systems and then into the tanks. The reason why that's important is most pure water systems will produce at a really slow rate, and you're trying to use your Softwash system, or you're trying to spray with pure water and you're just not producing the amount of water that you're using. So that P40 will spray up to 11 gallons a minute. And if you're producing pure water at 2 gallons a minute, then you're going to have a huge deficit. So this will produce pure water as fast as your flow. So if you're putting out anywhere between 5 and 7, it's still going to be underrated for the P40. That's why we use a buffer tank. Let the system start producing pure water while you're getting set up, and you'll be ready to rock. So that's a basic walk around of this van drone build. If you have more questions about how we set these things up, or if you're interested in a system like this, go ahead and check the links down below in the video. I'll have a link to our website. If you're wanting to jump on a discovery call, click on the very front of the page on the website. There's a button that says Build My Skid. That'll connect you with my calendar and myself or Christina. Christina's my wife. She's built a ton of these with me as well. We'll jump on a call with you, learn about what you need, and get you all set up. So this would be considered the Aqua Flow Max. This is going to have everything for pressure washing, soft washing, and drone cleaning. We do build some simpler types of setups like this, and I'll show you one over here in the corner that's almost ready. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but you can still clean with pure water through a drone system. You still have our high flow pure water system. I'll walk you over here and actually show you that. So if you're considering a drone build, you might not have the budget to get a full build out. Here's something that is a little bit simpler. So this has a 5.5 gallon per minute pressure washer. This is gear drive. You have pressure, you have garden. You still have the pure water system. And this one functions a little bit different, if I can try to explain it to you here. So the pressure washer is hooked up to that strainer filter, and then it comes over here to a valve. So you can change this valve to either pull out of the raw tank or pull out of the pure water tank. So you can actually use your pressure washer as a high volume spraying system. So if you put a lower pressure nozzle in there, obviously you're not spraying with pressure, you're spraying with volume, and that's important for when you're running a drone. You want to be able to get the water up to where you need to go. So you can see here, on this one we have 2 of these tanks connected together for raw water, and then we have the back tank here set up for pure water. No soft wash system on this one. Basically, the valve is set up like the other one. Garden comes in through the bottom. You can turn that selector valve to send it either to the buffer tank or through the pure water system, and then out the pure water system, and then into the pure water tank there in the back. So a lot of different options for drone cleaning and van skids with pure water. If you have questions, like I said in the video, let's jump on a discovery call, get you set up with what you need. Appreciate you guys watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.